Imagine this. In a packed ballroom full of Navy brass in gleaming dress uniforms, the speaker leans into the microphone and announces, "Sir, your daughter's name is already engraved on that award wall, from 2018. The room froze. My father's fingers tightened around his new trophy until his knuckles whitened. My sister's jaw dropped. 200 guests swiveled in perfect unison to stare at the polished bronze list of honorees. To grasp why that single sentence shattered a decades-old family myth, you need to know the 30 years of quiet erasure that built to it. I grew up in Virginia Beach, where the Atlantic Ocean was my backyard and Naval Station Norfolk loomed like a second skyline. I'd watch the carriers steam in and out, dreaming of the day I'd stand on one of those bridges. My father, Rear Admiral Harlan Brooks, retired, never imagined his rebellious daughter would get there first, and definitely not without his roadmap. It started with the invitations I couldn't refuse. "Ava, darling," my mother's voice floated through the phone one April afternoon, laced with forced excitement. "Your sister's getting her captain's bars next month. We're hosting a small luncheon Sunday. You'll come, won't you?" I was in my San Diego quarters, folding freshly laundered khakis over deployment papers for the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group, 8 months in the Western Pacific, departing soon. I hadn't mentioned it. "I'll do my best, Mom." "Your best." The brightness faded. "Your father's getting the Admiral's Leadership Medal the week after. That's the big one. We really want you there." "I know. Because last Christmas you skipped the retirement party for his old squadron." "I was at sea." "You're always at sea, Ava. I barely know what shore job you're stuck with these days." "Supply chain stuff," I lied smoothly. It had been my cover story for 8 years, ever since I pinned on Commander at 38 and took charge of a guided missile cruiser. Easier than admitting. I'd led strike operations in the South China Sea, that my crew had earned commendations for counter-piracy ops, that fleet commanders quoted my after-action reports. "Supply chain," Mom repeated doubtfully. "Well, family first. Your sister found time to fly in from D.C. My sister, Commander Madison Brooks, the perfect protégé.
Annapolis Grad, aviation pipeline, flawless climb.
The career you brag about at yacht club brunches. I'd gone ROTC at Virginia Tech while Dad was on deployment. He'd pushed for the academy. I chose my own path, then excelled in aviation anyway. He never quite forgave the independence. "I'll be there," I promised. I made the luncheon, red-eye flight from the West Coast, sliding into the waterfront bistro just as salads arrived. White linens, harbor views, the usual spot for Navy milestones. "Ava." Mom hugged me tightly, perfume and worry. "You look exhausted." "Rough month." Madison grinned from the prime seat. "Still pushing papers in procurement, huh? Must be riveting." "Keeps me busy." Dad nodded curtly from the end of the table, his 2-star cufflinks glinting. "Traffic bad." "I'm here, aren't I?" Madison's husband, Trey, offered that sympathetic smile reserved for the family oddball. "We were just hearing about Maddie's new billet, Air Wing Commander Track. Pentagon wants her for joint staff," Dad added proudly. "If she networks right, her own carrier Air Wing by 42. I was 41. I'd commanded one at 39. The meal unfolded like clockwork, Mom probing about dating, Madison detailing her upcoming move to Crystal City, Dad dispensing wisdom on flag-level mentors. No one inquired about my shore job. Safer to pretend I managed warehouses than confront the truth. The medal ceremony loomed. "Black tie," Dad reminded over coffee. "Head table for family." His gaze skimmed me. "Wear something sharp." I packed a navy gown instead of my choker whites, 5 rows of ribbons, gold wings, Command at Sea Star. The uniform screamed achievement. I didn't want to steal his thunder. Petty? Maybe. But necessary. The event was at the Naval Postgraduate School Auditorium in Monterey. Elegant, historic, walls lined with donor plaques and past awardees. I arrived early, blending in civilian attire. A few senior officers nodded familiarly. I avoided eye contact. The room buzzed with admirals, civic leaders, old shipmates. Rear Admiral Klein, 4 stars now, spotted me, started toward the table, then caught my subtle headshake. Not tonight. Dad's turn came. Applause thundered. His speech was masterful. Gratitude, sea stories, humble pride. Then the thanks. My rock Elaine, 45 years strong. My daughter Madison, carrying the torch brilliantly, commander bound for the Pentagon. The Navy's bright future. Madison glowed. Trey squeezed her hand. Dad glanced my way, hesitated. And my older girl, Ava, who's with us tonight. Polite claps. Awkward pause. I kept my expression serene. This was routine, the daughter who did something administrative. He wrapped up amid ovations, returned to cheers. I was about to offer congratulations when a voice cut through from the side wall. Admiral Brooks? Pardon the interruption, sir. A young captain stood by the honor roll. Your daughter's name, it's already there. 2018 recipient. Gasps rippled. Heads turned. Whispers erupted. Dad blinked. What? The captain pointed. Commander Ava Brooks, 2018. Rear Admiral Klein approached our table, expression grim. Harlan, there's been a misunderstanding about Ava's record. He faced the room. Captain Ava Brooks, former CO of USS Chancellorsville, prior CO of 2 frigates. Multiple combat deployments. Distinguished Flying Cross for operations in the Strait of Taiwan. She's among our top aviators. Mom's eyes welled. Madison went rigid. You commanded a cruiser? Dad whispered, Captain. I rose calmly. Yes, sir. I told you when I screamed for command. You said, proud of you, then asked Madison about her flight. Hours. His face crumpled. I mentioned deployments. You changed the subject to grandkids. Klein added quietly, she's on the early list for Rear Admiral Select. The auditorium hung in stunned silence. Dad finally rasped, I never knew. No, I said softly. You never asked. I excused myself, weaving through parted crowds. Outside under California stars, Klein murmured, dramatic reveal. Not planned. Days later, back aboard before sailing, a letter arrived, a photo of the plaque, my name shining. Dad's scroll, I was wrong. I should have seen you. Forgive me. It wasn't everything. But it was something. As the Lincoln cleared the channel, horizon endless, I felt the weight lift. 30 years of chosen silence, over. Ahead lay the ocean, where merit spoke loudest. Family would reach out. This time, on equal terms. Truth had finally broken through.